Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 80s one-hit wonders you forgot were awesome. For this list, we're ranking the best one-hit wonders from the 1980s that may have slipped your mind. Although some of these artists might be known for other songs, the tracks included here have largely been career-defining. Who's your favorite one-hit wonder from the 80s? Let us know in the comments. Number 20, Animotion Obsession. Animotion was a unique group. Their ultra 80s sounding synth pop was tailor-made for the decade, and it's true that some of their other singles did chart on the Billboard Top 100. However, it's largely argued that Obsession is Animotion's #1 calling card. The song straddles a line between a clubby dance sound and colder, more experimental synth sounds found during this early part of the decade. It's this artificiality that works in Animotion's favor, however, since the song is actually a cover. The slightly more rock feeling of the Holly Knight and Michael DeBar original is replaced by Animotion's detached and computerized approach. It's weird, it's wonderful, and it works. Number 19, Matthew Wilder, Break My Stride. You may only know Matthew Wilder from his smash hit Break My Stride, but that's only part of the man's story.
Last night I had the strangest dream. I sailed away to China.
This New York native has actually been responsible for producing hits for a ton of projects and artists too, including, no doubt, Christina Aguilera and Kelly Clarkson, as well as the Disney film Mulan, for which Wilder co-composed the music. Break My Stride, a quirky tune taken from Wilder's 1983 debut album, is a reggae-influenced pop tune with a vocal inflection from the singer that undeniably sells the tune's charisma.
Never let another girl like you work me over.
This is breezy, feel-good music that's upbeat and impossible to resist. It's hard to believe this is Wilder's only solo brush with mainstream chart success.
Break my stride. Nobody will slow me down. Oh no.
Number 18, Kodagu Too Shy. Too Shy was a monster hit for the British new wave group Kodagu back in 1983. The band did manage to follow up with other success in the UK, but for many fans across the pond, it's Too Shy that cements the group in a collective time capsule memory. This could be thanks to the band's arresting appearance that made frontman Limahl and crew easy on the eyes.
Hey girl, move a little closer.
However, the song itself also boasts an immensely memorable chorus, as well as subtly catchy slap bass work from Nick Beggs. Limahl would find chart success as a solo artist with the theme from The Never-Ending Story, but unfortunately, Kodagu would never reach the chart heights of Too Shy ever again.
Too shy, shy, hush, hush.
Number 17, Murray Head, One Night in Bangkok. There seems to be a laundry list of actors who've tried their hands at the pop music game. Some of them have had more success than others.
Time flies, doesn't seem a minute since the Tyrolean spa had the chess bars in it.
Murray Head's thespian career took a detour into the music business, thanks to his performance on the rock opera soundtrack for 1973's Jesus Christ Superstar. However, his solo career is likely better known for yet another Broadway hit, One Night in Bangkok.
One town's very like another when your head's down over your pieces, brother.
From the musical Chess, this is a track that certainly feels like a show tune. Head, for his part, talks through the tune more than he sings, but his cadence is nothing short of catchy. Meanwhile, the chorus is an earworm of the highest order, accompanied by some of the most 80s sounding synthesizers this side of a Radio Shack.
One night in Bangkok and the world's your oyster.
Number 16, Dexys Midnight Runners, Come On Eileen. It's not unusual for a pop act to strike gold more than once in their native land. Gino served as a second #1 hit for Dexys Midnight Runners in the UK, but it's Come On Eileen that remains the group's calling card in other parts of the world. This is due in part to the song's iconic video, which arrived during the early years of MTV. The visual of the group clad in matching overalls would go on to become closely associated with their conceptual legacy. Meanwhile, the song's folk-influenced melodies and dramatic build during the finale make Come On Eileen feel so vibrant even today. We challenge anyone not to kick up their heels and break out dancing to this one.
Come on, Eileen. Oh, I swear what it means at this moment.
Number 15. Aldo Nova, Fantasy. The glam metal explosion that would occur in a post-Bon Jovi and Quiet Riot world was still a hairspray can or two away when Aldo Nova released Fantasy in 1982. As a result, it doesn't feel unfair to give this Canadian Axeman at least a little credit for being ahead of the curve. Fantasy is a hard rocker through and through, anchored by a sturdy main riff and some catchy keyboard accompaniment. Meanwhile, the video is all pomp and ridiculously laser-obsessed. Nova's skills as a guitarist, however, are no joke. His leads on Fantasy ensure that rock fans still remember this solo hit from back in the day, no matter how far away it gets. Number 14. The Church, Under the Milky Way. Because of their change-up in genre and style, The Church are a bit of a special case.
Sometimes when this place gets kinda empty.
A respected Australian rock act with a worldwide following, this is a band with numerous charted songs. With that said, Under the Milky Way from their 5th studio album was released at a time when fans had already latched on to the group's gothic and moody dream pop sound.
Wish I knew what you were looking for.
The song proved to have mainstream commercial legs all the same, earning The Church a top 40 US hit. It's easy to see why, too, as Under the Milky Way rolls over the listener with a smooth, stargazing melody and a soft, enveloping atmosphere. Number 13. Eddie Murphy, Party All the Time. Okay, so obviously Eddie Murphy isn't a one-hit wonder in any other famed aspect of his life. However, is there any song from Murphy's musical career that's as well known as this jam from 1985?
Girl, I can't understand it. Why you wanna hurt me?
Party All the Time is the sort of vanity project that one can only get off the ground when they achieve this level of fame. Hot on the heels of Beverly Hills Cop and his comedy special Delirious, Murphy was in the perfect position to release Party All the Time.
Girl, I seen you in clubs, just hanging out and dancing.
Still, the song is better than it has any right to be, thanks largely to the production duties of Rick James. The grandiose orchestrations hide Murphy's limitations as a singer and help lift Party All the Time to cult classic status.
My girl wants to party all the time, party all the time.
Number 12. Patrick Swayze, She's Like the Wind. Chalk this next hit up as another song from an actor who had no right being this freaking good.
She's like the wind through my tree.
Patrick Swayze proved that he was a treasure trove of creative riches when he released this soundtrack cut from Dirty Dancing. The actor actually co-wrote the song too, intending it for release alongside a different 80s film. Today, however, She's Like the Wind is nearly impossible to separate from Dirty Dancing. And why would you?
Am I just fooling myself that she'll stop the pain?
The image of Swayze's earnest emotional vocals, that saxophone, the booming 80s production, it's just fantastic all around. Plus, Wendy Fraser assists Swayze near the end with her own great vocals. We can't help but miss Patrick Swayze just a little bit more every time we hear this beautiful ballad. Number 11. Robert Tepper, No Easy Way Out. Has there ever been a soundtrack cut better suited for a kick-ass emotional montage? Well, maybe, but Robert Tepper does his best with this contribution to the 1985 Rocky IV soundtrack, and succeeds in a huge way.
We're not indestructible. Baby, better get that straight.
No Easy Way Out is an absolute banger, a surging pop rock tune that's anchored by persistent synth stabs, urgent bass playing, and Tepper's own dramatic delivery. Seriously, the man goes for broke right from the jump, eschewing subtlety for raw emotion and pure honesty.
I don't wanna pacify. I don't wanna drag you down.
Just check out Tepper's solo dance moves for the accompanying video and try not to be inspired. This is pure, unadulterated 80s awesomeness, undiluted to a perfect, excessive essence.
No easy way out.
Number 10. Don Johnson, Heartbeat. It isn't uncommon at all for actors to try their hands at creating music. While Don Johnson was co-leading the show Miami Vice, he released his debut single Heartbeat.
I've been out on my own, gonna go alone now, 'cause that's the way it's got to be.
The song's expensive music video features slick visuals that mimic the style and substance excess of Johnson's hit show. And it helps that the chorus of Heartbeat is instantly memorable and sounds epic.
Heartbeat, I'm looking for a heartbeat.
Although the production is super processed and ultra 80s, that isn't a bad thing for the song. Johnson's performative emoting and the video's dramatic narrative showed he was dedicated to making music. Unfortunately, Johnson's follow-up song, Heartache Away, didn't achieve the same level of success. Number 9. Taco, Puttin' on the Ritz. Although one-hit wonders don't have to be cheeky or weird, they can really stand out when they are.
Wear a day coat, pants with stripes, and cutaway coat, perfect fits. Putting on the Ritz.
This was definitely the case with Taco's cover of the Irving Berlin song Puttin' on the Ritz. It became his only top 5 hit in the US back in 1982, shot to the top of charts in Germany, and even reached the number 1 slot in Finland.
Have you seen the well-to-do up and down Park Avenue?
Puttin' on the Ritz is quirky and absolutely soaked in processed 80s synthesizers. While Taco puts in a performance that may not be traditionally good, it is definitely memorable. But it's still a one-off song that feels as distinctly 80s as Hairspray and shoulder pads.
Putting on the Ritz. Putting on the Ritz.
Number 8. Stacy Q, Two of Hearts. Stacy Q is a California-born singer who's been able to find success in the worlds of movies and music.
I never said I wasn't gonna tell nobody, no baby.
Her synth-pop band SSQ earned cult status with the material penned for classic horror film The Return of the Living Dead. But the biggest hit of Stacy's solo career had to be 1986's Two of Hearts.
People get jealous 'cause we always stay together, yeah baby.
The song is infectious right from the jump. It boasts an energetic backbeat, electric synth, and Stacy's warm and appealing vocals. The singer proved that she could come across as both sinister and sweet.
I got this feeling that you're going to stay. I never knew that it could happen this way.
None of her other tracks quite captured the magic of Two of Hearts. However, it will always serve as the perfect B-side for Stacy Q's darker work in the horror realm.
Two hearts that beat as one. Two hearts, come on, come on.
Number 7. Shannon, Let the Music Play. R&B singer Shannon may have earned a couple of number 1 hits on the US dance charts over the course of her career, but Let the Music Play remains her biggest achievement on the Billboard Hot 100.
We started dancing and love put us into a groove.
It's easy to see why. This smooth jam benefits greatly from Shannon's personable and melodic vocals. She manages to create a great chorus with the song, while the instrumentation also does exactly what it's supposed to do: get bodies on the floor.
He's dancing his way back to me.
Let the Music Play is a great throwback to an R&B era that's old school but never dated. In fact, consider this one timeless.
Let the music play. Let the music play. You can't ignore the evil thing.
Number 6. Tommy Tutone, 867-5309 Jenny. Throughout the 1970s and 80s, the power pop subgenre was absolutely everywhere thanks to trailblazers like Cheap Trick and Blondie.
Johnny, I've got your number. I need to make you mine.
The group, known as Tommy Tutone, took full advantage of the trend to achieve modest chart success with Angels Say No. However, the song with which the band will always be associated is 867-5309 Jenny.
I got it. I got it. I got your number on the wall.
The track absolutely rocks thanks to a killer opening guitar melody, awesome guitar solo, and instantly memorable lyrics.
867-5309.
It's basically songwriting 101 for anyone searching to write a hit pop tune. The only people that were unhappy with this Tommy Tutone classic are people who actually had this phone number.
8675309.
Number 5. Quarterflash, Harden My Heart. Some songs just have a timeless quality to them due to a mixture of nostalgia and vitality that keeps them in the public consciousness.
Crying on the corner, waiting in the rain. I swear I'll never ever wait.
Harden My Heart is definitely one of those tracks. This awesomely moody and memorable hit song comes from the Oregon-based group Quarterflash.
All of my life I've been waiting in the rain. I've been waiting for a feeling to never.
Rindy Ross is front and center of the song's success. Her plaintive, melancholic vocals and excellent saxophone playing work perfectly with the emotive guitar and insistent bass-driven groove. Near the song's finale, the tune becomes so urgent and powerful that we just cannot get enough. Harden My Heart was unquestionably this band's biggest smash. It's a shame more people don't remember Quarterflash's impressive effort.
I'm gonna hide my heart. I'm gonna swallow my tears.
Number 4. Baltimore Tarzan Boy. If you're looking for a truly unique musical rabbit hole to explore, may we suggest the wild world of Italo disco?
Jungle life, I'm far away from nowhere. On my own, like Tarzan.
This synth-obsessed subgenre provided countless single hits and strange music videos for fans to uncover. One of the most popular one-hit wonder tracks came courtesy of Baltimore with their hit Tarzan Boy.
Burning bright, I fought a blood to signal to the sky. I still wonder, there's a message yet.
The music video is a fever dream of hazy visuals and excessive makeup. But don't let those elements distract you from the fun vocals and strong composition of the song. Oh, and did we mention there's a version of Tarzan's yell within the track? There's an oomph to the arrangements that mixes just the right amount of repetition with melodies that burrow their way into your brain and just live there rent-free forever.
Night to night. Give me the other, night to night.
Number 3. Alana Miles, Black Velvet. Since this song was released in 1989, it may sound a little bit less, well, capital E 80s. But that's not a bad thing.
Mississippi in the middle of a dry spell.
Black Velvet from Alana Miles is the sort of slinky and sensual blues number that wouldn't sound out of place on a movie soundtrack. While Miles enjoyed success in her home country of Canada, Black Velvet serves as her singular calling card elsewhere in the world.
Mama's baby's in the heart of every schoolgirl.
This isn't taking away anything from Miles as a performer or Black Velvet as a song. It stands out from the late period hair metal and pop that was dominating the charts back in '89.
Black velvet and that little boy smile. Black velvet.
Number 2. Martika Toy Soldiers. 1989 was a good year for pop music. Part of the reason why comes down to Martika's Toy Soldiers.
It wasn't my intention to mislead you.
In 1989, she released this fragile and melancholic melody to the masses. Despite its darker tone, it was a #1 hit in America that year.
It's getting hard to wake up in the morning. My head is spinning constantly.
There's a strength and sadness to the tune. The guitar melodies are impeccably produced, the drums are soaked in reverb, and Martika's vocals tug at the heartstrings in the best possible way. We are not ashamed to say that Toy Soldiers still makes us shed a tear to this day. Then again, that's the power of music, right? Even if you call Martika a one-hit wonder, you cannot deny that she created a classic with this tune. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Cutting Crew, I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight. Admittedly, Cutting Crew hit the top 10 with both I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight and their follow-up, I've Been in Love Before. However, the former song has endured far more than the latter as the band's most famous song. And with good reason, too. I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight is a dramatic new wave hit that feels larger than life. The guitars are punchy, the synthesizers are perfect, and the lyrics are iconic. Frontman Nick Van Eede radiates both power and sensitivity as the brooding crooner at the lead of the track. We can't stop replaying this song on repeat and singing it at karaoke every chance we get. Our love for Cutting Crew's biggest hit will never die.
I just died in your arms tonight. It must have been something you said.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.